Guillermo Del Toro does not only direct films of a particular genre. His films range from horror to action to sci-fi and even romance. But all of his films center around some fantastical element. His more popular films, Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water, have been nominated for 5 Academy Awards, The Shape of Water winning 2 of them, including Best Director and Best Picture. His Spanish-language films, such as Cronos and The Devil's Backbone, while not financially successful, helped to launch his career by establishing the dreamlike or nightmarish themes of many of his films.
Guillermo Del Toro is a Mexican filmmaker born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico in 1964. He started creating short films at the age of 8 using Super 8 cameras. Del Toro then studied Centro de Investigación y Estudios Cinematográficos at the University of Guadalajara. Del Toro studied special effects and makeup with special effects artist Dick Smith. After doing this for 10 years, he formed his own company, Necropia.
De muy pequeñito me fui haciendo muy aficionado a las películas de género, de horror, a la televisión de horror, solo en autobús para llegar a ver una película el domingo en matiné, una japonesa, una italiana de terror, de Mario Bava, lo que fuera que pasaran, de Ricardo Freda, lo que hubiera esa semana en el cine. Pasaban normalmente de horror y por las tardes o en las mañanas películas para niños. Entonces se confundía Walt Disney conmigo con películas de horror italianas o japonesas.
Cronos was Del Toro's first feature film, and it starred Federico Lupi and Ron Perlman. The film is about a golden scarab machine that grants eternal life to the user but makes them have a thirst for blood. It was one of the first instances of Del Toro using magic realism to establish a connection between magic and human morality. It was critically acclaimed for its acting and the balance of horror and drama. The film has been recognized as one of the greatest horror films of all times. His first English-based horror film was called Mimic, and it starred Mia Sorvino, Jeremy Northam, and Josh Brolin. Production of the film was marred by fights between Harvey Weinstein and Del Toro. When meeting with Miramax, he was told he could not depict violence against children or animals, but he did just that to rebel against Weinstein's rule. In an interview, he stated that those 2 scenes he was the most proud of because it allowed the audience to see how he wanted the film to actually be without cutting anything.
Del Toro's camera work and editing indicate his mastery of technique and story. He uses classic Hollywood techniques such as sweeping camera shots, but he has been known to make the camera move discreetly and voyeuristically through the scene as though it is a participant rather than an observer. Del Toro prefers to rely on traditional editing and costuming techniques, but he will use CGI sparingly to accentuate the magical realism of the story. Some notable examples of his traditional costumes and makeup are depicted in Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, and The Shape of Water. He demonstrates masterful parallel plotting between the real and fantasy through montage and imaginative masked cuts, where the frame and audio seamlessly transitions the viewer from one time and place to another.
So, you are troubled. Tell me.
I've sinned. I've offended the god. I'm deep in sin, my lord Heddock.
Let me judge of that.
He has been criticized for his disturbing scenes that depict violence against children. In a 2002 article with Cineast, Del Toro addressed the controversy by saying, "The whole purpose of life is not to avoid pain but to learn from it. That's one of the main purposes of horror films, to try to at least give us our dosage of fear in a safe way. It's a vaccine against the real horrors out there. That's the idea of The Devil's Backbone starting out as a ghost story, but ending as a war melodrama. As the movie progresses, you realize the ones you have to fear are the living, not the dead."